this disclaimer, I am not a psychologist, as I always say when I present these, presentations. I am simply very interested in psychology because I wanted to know how people behave and how we will be able to sometimes control our emotions because in Atomy, this is a networking company, so we deal with a lot of people. If we understand our own behavior, we will also be understanding the behavior of other people, and then therefore we will be able to adjust based on their behavior, okay, so that we can actually grow our business when we know how to deal with different kinds of people. So last week we talked about, do you know the difference between reality and lies, and are you sure? So for today we will be doing the part 2. So last week we talked about the belief system. So what is a belief system again, or BS for short? It is simply a collection of beliefs. But here's the thing, beliefs are not always true or right. Just because you believe something doesn't automatically make it true. That seems obvious, yet most of us carry around countless beliefs that we've never questioned or proven, and many of them aren't true at all. Because during the development of our brain, starting the age of 0, 5, and 7, everything that has been said to us, everything that has been stored to our brain, we believed in it without questioning each and everything that has been stored to us, okay, because we simply doesn't have the brain function to question or to criticize something that has been told to us during those period, because we are babies, we were young, so everything is true for us. Okay, so last week we also talked about the delusion. So here are the recipe for delusion. But first of all, I would like to inform you what is a delusion. A delusion is a false belief that a person holds very strongly, even when there is clear evidence that it isn't true. Delusions are often associated with mental health conditions, particularly psychotic disorders, but they can also appear in other contexts. So as you can see on my screen, on the screen, here are the recipes for delusion. If you want to be deluded into something, here is how you do it. You just have to believe something. Never check to say if it's true. It will always seem true, and this is also the recipe for failure and pain. Why do a lot of people fail? Why do a lot of people experience failure? Because they do not, how do you say this, they do not gather information. What is being said to them, they believe in it. What is the facts or the truth behind it, they are very lazy to to search for more information. So as I've said, this is also the recipe for failure and pain. Now a lot of these are not our fault. Okay, 80% of this was taught in our brain, as I've said, between 0, 5, and 7 years old. Believe something, don't question it, and it will always feel true. That's why the less someone thinks critically, the more certain they often are. It's strange, right? Isn't it? Why? Because it's easy to believe things when you don't examine them. It's just easy to believe in something, but it is very hard to gather facts or information. And once a belief is accepted, the mind starts to defend and support it, no matter how false it may be. But don't make the mistake of thinking this only happens to unintelligent people. In fact, the smartest people do this all the time, in all kinds of areas of their lives, over and over again. Why am I sharing this to you in connection with Atomy? Because sometimes we hear a lot of false information or some experiences of other people that are not true. That's why it's very important for us, for ourselves, to try our products first before we share our own experience to others. Just like what Melba, and Miss Neva said, because they have experienced it for themselves. So therefore, in Atomy, we must always be cautious with the information we share, It's important to verify facts or personally use the products before making any claims. Very important. By sharing our genuine experiences, we ensure that our product distributions remain honest and transparent. This approach not only builds trust but also strengthens long-term relationship with our clients. So as I always reiterate every meeting or every other meeting that we have, no matter how fast or how slow you are, as long as you are honest with your clients, you will really build a strong foundation of your business and the bond with your clients. Because Atomy is not a short term business, it is a long term business that can benefit not only yourselves, but also